Welcome back to our channel. My gorgeous, drama-obsessed besties. Today is Thursday, a beautiful day to be alive. But honestly, my brain is completely short-circuiting right now, and we need to get straight to the tea before I spontaneously combust. Wait. Let's start with the absolute masterclass in manipulation happening over at Crimson. Michael Corinthos has finally woken up from his coma of compliance and realized exactly how to handle Willow Kane. Essentially, Willow, try to play nice. She actually sat Michael down in her congressional office and apologized for what she said about Jacinda Bracken. Remember when she literally called Jacinda that and threatened her? Yeah, well, Willow is trying to backpedal because she knows Michael is plotting against her. But get this, Michael isn't buying a single second of her fake, nice routine. He sees right through the absolute facade, and I am so here for it. Also, the way Michael got his epiphany is so insanely iconic and perfectly timed. Christina Corinthos Davis checks in with him at Bobby's, asking how the meeting went. And suddenly it clicks for him. He realizes he had the answer all along. And the catalyst, Harrison Chase bringing flowers to Willow's office. I am actually losing my sanity over here. Chase, the man who stepped up for Willow during the Drew Kane trial, is somehow the key to Michael's master plan. Michael runs straight to Carly's house, looks his mother dead in the eye, and declares, "I finally figured out how to handle Willow." The chills, you guys. The chills. I am physically shaking. I need to fully nerd out over the lead dev's crazy update history for a second. The writers basically nerfed Michael for the last 3 years, making him this passive character who just absorbed Willow's chaotic energy without fighting back. But this new patch, this god-tier mechanical execution, they are buffing his strategic stats back to the Jason and Sonny Corinthos levels of tactical warfare. The way the system mechanics actually function under the hood here relies on utilizing Willow's past, guilt, and her lingering attachment to Chase to trigger a massive vulnerability in her defense grid. Wait, I'm getting way too deep in the weeds. Anyway, back to the actual gameplay. Hot take incoming, but Elizabeth Baldwin is the only person in this entire hospital who actually does her job, no cap. Liz has officially picked up on Drew Kane's SOS blinks. Yes, the blinks. I am screaming. Drew is lying there, trapped in his own body because of that paralytic drug. Willow injected him with, and Liz is the only one with the impossible lightning reflexes to notice he's literally begging for help. She goes to Nina Reeves and says Drew is ready for an upgrade, advanced communication tools, not just blinking yes or no. The medical prowess is unmatched. But get this. Nina, being the absolute messmaker she is, apparently tells Willow something confusing, which leads to Liz directly confronting Willow. Liz looks Congresswoman Kane right in her hypocritical eyes and asks why Nina would say whatever she said when Drew was clearly asking for help. Don't you feel it's so unfair for him? Drew is trapped, and Willow is standing there sweating bullets because if Drew gets those communication tools, he's going to expose the fact that Willow shot him and paralyzed him. Facts. Willow's entire political career is hanging by a literal thread. Remember when they tried this with Peter August? Yeah, it went nowhere back then either, but this time the stakes are so much higher. Is this same tragedy happening to Drew all over again, being held hostage by the people who claim to be his family? I know some people are really enjoying this dark villainous era for Willow, but personally, I think she is spiraling out of control and needs to be stopped. This is just my personal take, and many might disagree, but her self-righteousness is low-key making me want to throw my screen out the window. She is playing God with Drew's life. Let's take a second to remember who Willow used to be. She came onto the canvas as this sweet, innocent school teacher who survived the dawn of day cult. She was the ultimate moral compass of Port Charles. And now she is a ruthless politician who paralyzes her own family members and blackmails her own mother. The character assassination is real. but at the same time, the drama is absolutely delicious. I know some people are really enjoying this, but personally, I miss the old Willow. However, watching Michael finally snap out of his supportive husband trance and start plotting against her is the exact kind of vindication we have been waiting for. Now let's pivot to the absolute total kinetic Chos moments happening over at Crimson with Jack Brennan and Nina Reeves. Brennan struts into Nina's office and declares it's time they reset the tone of their relationship. I am clutching my pearls in absolute horror of the fallout. Brennan is completely oblivious to the fact that Valentine Cassidy literally just visited Nina in her living room, and that Nina is now working with Valentine and Carly as a double agent to take Brennan down. Sly Nina. Slay? She is playing 4D chess while Brennan is playing checkers. Essentially, Brennan is coming to collect what he's owed. He wants Valentine's location, which Nina was supposed to manipulate out of poor Charlotte Cassadine. But Brennan is also responding to Willow's threats. Willow met with him and threatened to cut off funding to the WSB if he didn't bury that traffic cam footage of her the night Drew was shot. Is Brennan calling her bluff? He is a lethal WSB director and Willow is a freshman congresswoman. The power dynamics here are a straight-up masterclass in tension, and I am living for every single second of it. Speaking of tension, can we talk about Josslyn Jax and Lucas Jones? Josslyn comes into some tantalizing new information and meets up with Lucas, who is still raw from Marco Rios' murder, and dealing with Windermere drama, drops a massive truth bomb. He tells Josslyn, "You might be right to question her choices," referring to Carly. Lucas is legit terrified that Brennan is going to find out. Carly is cheating on him, and he knows Brennan's wrath will be apocalyptic. The boy is stressed, and honestly, I don't blame him. Carly is playing with nuclear launch codes right now. But here's the kicker. Lucas doesn't know that Carly's secret attic lover is Valentine Cassadine. And Josslyn, who knows the truth, is keeping her mouth shut. Why? Because Josslyn is running her own rogue WSB investigations. She needs Valentine as a source to figure out what really happened to Anna Devane, the Cesar Faison connections, and Ross Cullum's involvement. Josslyn is playing a very dangerous game, and honestly, her survival instincts are completely broken right now. Don't you think they should just tell Lucas before he walks into a crossfire? Let's talk about Josslyn's rogue WSB investigation for a minute. She is literally a college student, but she is out here running covert ops. Like, she is Anna Devane in her prime. She goes up to Carly's attic, sits down with international fugitive Valentine Cassadine, and starts analyzing Cesar Faison's book, The Crystalline Conspiracy. She found Faison's trademark cigarillos in Ross Cullum's pocket during that Windermere snowstorm. The fact that Josslyn is piecing together this massive global conspiracy while balancing her classes is the most unrealistic, campy, incredible thing ever. I am legit obsessed with her detective era. But she is playing with fire. Cullum is dangerous. And if he remembers seeing her in his ICU room, she's going to be his next target. Finally, we arrive at the storyline that literally broke my brain. At Lou Spencer's house, Nathan West, who we all know is actually his evil twin, Cassius absolutely freaks out. He starts shouting at Lulu. We have to send him away for his own good. He is talking about Rocco Falconeri. I am actually losing my sanity over here. Cassius is panicking because Rocco has this morbid, guilt-driven interest in Ross Cullum, the man Rocco literally shot in the back on Pier 55. The absolute nerve of this kid to revisit the scene of the crime. Rocco has been peeking into Cullum's room at General Hospital while doing his community service. And get this, Rocco was wearing only one glove when he brought Cullum some extra pillows. Why? To cover up the bandage on his infected hand. Britt Westbourne had to swoop in with her I'm Possible lightning reflexes and drag Rocco out of there in a massive hurry. But Cassius is terrified that Cullum, who is a trained, ruthless WSB agent, is going to put the pieces together. If Cullum realizes that the kid with the one glove is the same kid who shot him, Rocco is dead. Jason is sitting in WSB custody taking the fall for this. And Rocco is out here acting like a true crime podcaster investigating his own crime scene. Don't you think they should have locked Rocco in a safe house by now? Cassius is right. Rocco needs to be sent away before Cullum unleashes hell on Port Charles. Lulu is going to be enraged that Cassius is trying to send her son away, but she doesn't fully grasp the lethal danger they are in. And we have to deep dive into Rocco's psychology right now. This poor kid thought he was doing the right thing by shooting Cullum to save Britt Westbourne and Jason. But now, Jason is rotting in WSB custody, taking the fall, and Rocco is drowning in guilt. That's why he keeps sneaking into Cullum's room. He is a traumatized teenager trying to process the fact that he almost took a man's life. Britt is trying her hardest to protect him, but she is also terrified for her own life because Cullum controls her Huntington's medication. The stakes literally could not be higher. If Cullum finds out Rocco is dead, Britt loses her meds, and Jason's sacrifice was for nothing. Prophesizing the next glamorous collision, I have to drop the truth. I am worshipping this incoming storm, but I am also clutching my pearls in absolute horror of the fallout. Carly is about to be exposed by Brennan. Willow is about to be exposed by a paralyzed Drew Kane. And Rocco is about to be hunted by Ross Cullum. The writers have set up an absolute powder keg, and the match has officially been lit. This is day one Stan Heaven, but it is also a complete emotional nightmare. It's 100% fine to be a total contradiction because I'm still reeling from that absolute heart-shattering defeat of seeing Jason locked up. And honestly, my mental state is just a chaotic blur of pixels and tears. We are watching icons rise and messmakers dig their own graves. Nina playing double agent Slay. Michael finally waking up and using Chase as a pawn against Willow Slay. Britt risking her life to protect Rocco. Absolute legend behavior. The drama is feeding my soul. And can we just talk about how wild it is that Cassius Caesar Phazon's secret son is the one trying to be the voice of reason here? He is literally posing as his dead twin brother, dating Lulu, and now trying to save her son from a WSB director. The layers of deception are so thick, you could cut them with a knife. I am low-key obsessed with how Cassius is handling this, even if he is a total fraud. He actually cares about Rocco, or at least he cares about keeping his own cover intact, which is tied to Lulu's happiness. Also, the entire Cassius storyline is a massive love letter to the OG fans. Cesar Phazon was the ultimate villain, terrorizing Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio for decades. Now his secret son is walking around Port Charles wearing Nathan West's face. The psychological warfare of Cassius having to pretend to be the good cop while harboring all this dark. Cassadine, Phazon, energy is a god-tier mechanical execution of a twin swap storyline. When he freaks out about Rocco, you can see the cracks in the facade. He isn't Nathan. Nathan would handle this by the book. Cassius wants to make Rocco disappear to protect his own perfect little lie. Every single frame of this episode was packed with so much lore and history. From Liz being the ultimate observant nurse, tracing back to her roots, to Carly playing with fire, like she always does. We are in the golden era of Port Charles drama besties. I need everyone to sound off in the comments because holding this in is literally not an option. We are so back, but I am also filing a lawsuit for emotional distress. Let the receipts fly and prepare yourselves for the absolute explosion that is coming tomorrow.